Our film begins in the city of Caroline. There are 2 hours and 14 minutes remaining before the most dangerous storm arrives. We go to Dako's house, who lives alone and has just woken up. She has no idea about any of the news spreading throughout the city, even though everyone has been warned to leave as soon as possible. The strange thing is that she finds out this news from a restaurant when she calls to order food, because her house is completely empty. While talking, the restaurant man, who knows her well because of her repeated orders, is shocked to hear this. He says that maybe this could be the end of the world, and she had no idea about it. She looks outside the window and finds that all her neighbors are leaving their homes and fleeing. Just then, the door of her apartment starts shaking violently due to the strong wind, and she gets very scared. She doesn't understand what to do. After the call disconnects, she decides to go outside and get some canned food from a supermarket. We see her on the road, where she can barely breathe. When she is about to faint, she starts to turn back. Just then, she bumps into her neighbor. While talking to him, we learn everything, especially when he explains to her, "You cannot stay outside right now." He tells her, "I haven't seen you outside since your mother passed away." From this, we understand that her mother died just a few months ago, and since then, she hasn't stepped outside. Dako's house is completely empty. Her neighbor asks her to come with him because there is space in their car, but she returns to her apartment and feels relieved, as if she can't believe it. At the same time, we see Lisa in her car, where there is destruction all around. Her mother is talking to her on the phone and scolds her, asking why she is going so far into the city alone for a delivery. From their conversation, we learn that Lisa was engaged to a poker player, but after the pregnancy, he left her because he got a contract somewhere else. Her mother keeps reminding her that she had already warned her about that man. Then her mother notices that Lisa is still in the same city from which the government has ordered an immediate evacuation for the safety of citizens. She asks her, "Why are you still there? Your delivery is due in just a few hours." Lisa replies that she just returned from work because today wasn't a holiday. During this, she starts seeing the early signs of the storm and becomes very frightened. The real danger is that this is not just a storm and a tsunami, but also a shark attack. This is confirmed when Dako's uncle becomes very scared after hearing that the weather department has called it a dangerous Category 4 hurricane named Henry, which will leave nothing in the city and destroy everything. He starts worrying a lot about Dako. Dako's uncle calls his niece, who is still there and hasn't gone anywhere. He explains the seriousness of the situation to her and tells her to leave the house quickly because the storm will arrive in just a few hours. But Dako has completely lost hope and says, "All right, maybe today will be interesting for me, different from my boring daily routine." Her uncle explains to her that he knows she hasn't stepped outside or come out of her shell since her mother's death. But staying in the house won't make the pain go away. He says that he also suffers the same pain every day, just like her. Hearing this, Dako smiles slightly and jokes that he is not good at explaining things to children. They both laugh together. Then her uncle says that he will come to pick her up soon and tells her to be ready. This time, Dako agrees. On the other side, in the same city, we see 3 siblings playing happily in the rain and the sea. Suddenly, their older brother Ron disappears into the water. His siblings panic and call out to him. After a while, Ron comes back out of the water and laughs, showing how long he can stay underwater. From their conversation, we learn that he is not happy with his life. It also comes out that they live with a foster family. Just then, their middle sister finds out that school is about to start, and she absolutely hates that. The middle sister is very upset, like any girl her age would be. But the others are happy because they get food every day. This shows that their life is very difficult. Then Mr. Wilson arrives, who is like a father figure to them. But he shouts at them. He is not worried about them. Instead, he says, "If something happens to you, where will the money for treatment come from?" He also tells them that there are snacks in the SUV. Will thinks to herself, as if he pays the bills himself. Mr. Wilson makes them sit in the car and scolds them the whole way. During this, Ron notices that the entire city feels like an alert is on, and the radio is announcing a mandatory evacuation. When Ron tells him this, Mr. Wilson takes it lightly and says, "It's just a little rain and wind, nothing more than that." He changes the radio station and keeps driving. The children remain scared, even after reaching home. But Mr. Wilson is very confident and says that everything is available at home, even a generator, so there's no need to worry. He goes downstairs to the basement to his wife, who has a letter in her hand. From that, we learn that he has decided to adopt children only to get money from the government, whereas he doesn't actually take good care of them. On the other side, Dako is still sitting in her house watching the news on TV. After a while, she gets bored and starts watching old videos with her mother. This shows that since childhood, Dako was without her parents, and her mother was her whole world. Meanwhile, her uncle is on the road with his team and stops a reporter to confirm the news that some people had seen white sharks in the morning. The reporter tells him that the sharks have also attacked some people. Hearing this, her uncle is astonished and understands that these are bull sharks, which are very dangerous. Dako also hears this news, but she doesn't take it seriously. Meanwhile, Lisa is still on the road, trying to find an open supermarket. But there is destruction everywhere. Her mother calls her again, but this time the call drops. Slowly, the situation starts to worsen, and the storm surrounds the city from all sides. Lisa sees with her own eyes the roofs of houses flying off due to the strong wind. Meanwhile, Dako, sitting in her house, feels this destruction. The electricity goes out, and the storm spreads throughout the city, where even the roads start breaking. Houses start falling everywhere in the city. Lisa drives her car fast to somehow get out of the city. Even though her mother warned her that the exit gate has already been closed, she still feels that she can save herself, or at least her unborn child. On the way, a fuel truck stops her. The driver recognizes her and tells her that the road ahead is closed. A tree has fallen due to the strong wind, and his own truck could have overturned. He tells her to stay behind and follow him. He will clear the path as much as he can because his truck is big. Lisa immediately agrees to what he says. As they move forward, Lisa sees cars sinking in the water all around. In a little while, the asphalt road ends, and she reaches an area like a swamp. The truck driver repeatedly warns her to move forward quickly and only take the path he has cleared. All of this is happening right in front of Dako's house. Dako is shocked to see all this. When she sees that the water level has risen and is rapidly entering her house, Dako runs and goes to the upper room of her house. On the other side, at Mr. Wilson's house, the children see that water has entered their garden, but he sits completely carefree and tells them not to worry. Meanwhile, Lisa somehow avoids a tree, but immediately gets stuck in another swamp. Water has filled up to half of her car, making her lose all control. Just then, a large tree branch crashes into her car. She survives, but her arm becomes completely useless. Now, the situation becomes extremely dangerous. Water starts filling the car rapidly, and Lisa screams loudly because only a few centimeters are left, and the car is about to sink completely. Meanwhile, the truck driver is still trying to control his truck. Dako watches all this with her own eyes and is in shock. On the other side, Mr. Wilson falls down. But then Ron explains to him that they need to somehow reach the car so that they can get to the breathing pipe underwater. This time, Mr. Wilson listens to him and says that he has waterproof tools. Then he calls his wife and starts heading to the garage with her. The two people who were on the road earlier now swim through the water and reach Lisa. One of them comes to her and reassures her that he will free her right now. He calls to his partner to bring a sharp tool so they can cut the branch. The second man goes down into the water, but suddenly something pulls him under. His partner panics and leaves Lisa to go towards him, even as Lisa keeps screaming and pleading with him to get her out of the car so she can save her unborn baby. A few moments later, that man comes back up, but he is screaming loudly, and his hand is missing. Then we understand that a shark has attacked him. His partner moves forward to save him, but he too is being pulled underwater and doesn't understand what is happening. Dako is watching all this from her window and tries to scream and tell them that there are sharks in the water. Lisa also screams with all her might, telling them to hurry. The truck driver tries to open Lisa's car door, but the door won't open because of the water pressure. As soon as he manages to open the door, another shark attacks him and kills him completely. The man who had come to save Lisa also finally asks her for help, but he too loses his life within moments. Lisa is left helpless. watching all this. Fear and the pain of breakdown are clearly visible in the eyes of both Lisa and Dako. Dako's uncle becomes helpless because all the roads are closed and there is flooding everywhere. The situation is that the flood barriers have also broken. He asks his companion how he can reach his niece. Just then, they get an idea: to take the reporter with them because he has a car and necessary equipment. The reporter agrees, but puts a condition that he will shoot everything live. Meanwhile, the three siblings stand and watch their foster parents heading towards the garage, hoping that they will save them. Suddenly, a shark passes by there, and the children get scared. Suddenly, the shark attacks Mr. Wilson. He tries to push it away with his hands, but in vain. Then the shark attacks his wife and badly injures her. Mr. Wilson looks one last time towards the children, as if saying goodbye, and runs towards the garage to save himself. Ron is shocked to see all this, but just as Mr. Wilson is about to reach the car, the shark attacks him again and kills him. The children see all this happening before their eyes and are completely broken. Both foster parents, who were the cause of their suffering, were still their parents. They die very badly in front of the children. Leaving the children, we come back to Lisa, who is trapped alone in the water. Dako tries to calm her down. She is afraid to go outside, as was shown earlier. Still, she gathers courage, talks to Lisa, and says that she will call for rescue right now. You stay calm and don't provoke the sharks. But Lisa, in anger and fear, screams that she is trapped in the car. She can't get out, and today is her delivery date. She pleads with Dako to save her because the water is constantly rising and she will drown. Dako explains to her that there are sharks in the water, and all the people who are around her are dead. How can I help you in such a situation? Then Lisa tells her that she understands everything, but she will not let her unborn child die. She folds her hands and begs her to try to save her, no matter what it takes. Hearing this, Dako gets scared again. She starts to panic. She goes to her room and tries to compose herself. After a while, she finally gathers courage and tells Lisa, "All right, I will try to save you." Dako tells Lisa that she is coming to her. She comes out of her room and sees that her house has now become a lake, and the entire lower floor is submerged in water. Still, she takes courage and thinks, if I have to die, let me die saving someone. She tries to reach the kitchen without stepping into the water, so that she can at least save Lisa and fulfill her dream of seeing her child. She picks up a sharp tool and goes towards the window. As soon as she goes outside, her foot slips and she falls into the water, but she quickly regains her balance and climbs onto the roof of a car. Nearby, a house roof that had blown off in the wind has fallen. She climbs onto that. Sharks are circling below, but she keeps her fear under control. She moves from one roof to another balcony. Then she goes to Lisa's car. There, her foot slips again. But this time, a tree branch stuck in Lisa's car saves her. Finally, she opens the car's roof. She cuts the branch and pulls Lisa out. Then she brings her to her room. Lisa is now very close to delivery, and Dako herself is amazed that she has saved someone's life. Meanwhile, her uncle is still on the road and becomes even more panicked seeing the situation. He sees that the sharks have now come very close to Dako's house. The biggest shock comes when he sees that a very dangerous Nile shark is also present there, which makes even the reporter afraid. The reporter asks, "What does this mean?" He is told that this is a female, great white shark that had been pregnant for 3 years. She had been under observation for that long. So it is also possible that she has given birth by now, and there could be an entire group nearby. The reporter is scared at first, but then suddenly starts laughing in excitement because he thinks he's going to get a huge exclusive coverage. Just then, the road shakes from the sound of a shark, and they hit the brakes. Looking ahead, they find that the road has ended, and there is water everywhere. Meanwhile, the three siblings are still stuck on the ground floor of their house and can't figure out where to go. When Will tries to close the door so nothing comes inside, her foot slips and she almost falls into the water, where a shark is clearly visible below. Everyone freezes in fear, and Will's hand is about to slip, but at the last moment, Ron comes and saves her. On the other side, Lisa is still not completely safe. She is just on a slightly higher place above the water. She asks Dako what can happen next, because she is from New York and has never seen such a storm. Dako explains to her that for now, they have to stay right here. When Lisa asks if they can go to the roof, Dako starts to tell her that going up will not be easy. Then Lisa says that even if this room is safe for now, they need to let the rescue teams know that they are trapped here. She points towards the helicopters. Dako is just thinking of a way when Lisa starts having labor pains. She tells Dako that the time has come and she could deliver any moment. Dako panics because she herself was afraid to step outside. And now she has to save a life by protecting her from sharks. She has to signal for rescue and also help with the delivery. Still, she composes herself and decides to prepare. On the other side, the three siblings are completely alone. They have no one, and they can't figure out how to save themselves. Ron says they need to change their location, but Will replies that there are sharks everywhere, and the table they are standing on is the safest place right now. Ron says angrily that the water is constantly rising, and in a few hours, this place won't be safe either. They have to do something. He makes a plan. They need to distract the sharks so they can go upwards. Then he looks towards the basement and says that maybe the solution is there, because that was Mr. Wilson and his wife's storage, where they might find some useful things. On the other side, Dako completes her plan. She takes the apartment curtains and writes "help" on them so that the rescue helicopters can see them easily. In this way, she completes one part of her mission. Now, the biggest task remains: to help Lisa deliver the baby, or at least keep her safe until then. All this is completely new for Dako. Just then, Lisa tells her that she needs to find out how much time is left for the delivery. Dako panics, but Lisa doesn't have time, so she herself starts explaining step by step what to do and how to check. Dako listens to her, but is very scared herself. Finally, Lisa understands that only a few minutes remain for the delivery. Meanwhile, Dako's uncle is advancing to save her at any cost. The reporter with him gets scared, especially when he finds out that the boat needs to be kept light, otherwise it could sink, so they can't take any safety equipment. He asks, "Will you be able to get them to safety?" Hearing this, Dako's uncle says angrily, "This is not a normal situation. This is a dangerous storm." Dako's uncle tells the reporter that there are dangerous sharks everywhere, and they themselves don't know how many. So there is no guarantee of safety. He clearly says, "If you want to come, then come. Otherwise, don't." Meanwhile, the three siblings prepare their plan. Ron is the main part of this plan because he has to go into the water to get to the basement, where the sharks are. To give them courage, he says that the scariest person in their lives was Mr. Wilson, and now he is gone. Hearing this, the three curse him, but at that very moment, Mr. Wilson suddenly appears in front of them. Ron jokes, "We were just talking about you. Looks like the sharks didn't eat you either." Meanwhile, in Dako's house, the water reaches the upper room. Even the bed is reached. Lisa panics and reminds Dako that she said she had a boat. Dako says nervously that there is a boat, but it's not in the garage. She will have to go outside to get it. Lisa's pain increases even more, and she screams in pain. She prays that her child is born in a safe place, and holding her belly, she says, "Wait a little until we reach a safe place." Seeing all this, Dako remembers her mother and realizes that she doesn't want any child to grow up without a mother, like what happened to her. Dako goes to the window. She takes a deep breath and says, "Now there is no other way." She quickly starts leaving without telling Lisa. Lisa asks her, "What's happening?" Then Dako tells her that sharks stay away from electric vibrations, and she had learned this from her uncle. Then she starts collecting all the flashlights and energy items in the house. During this, Lisa asks her for a painkiller so that the pain reduces a little and the baby can rest for a while. But the difficulty is that only one pill is left. Lisa is afraid of her going alone and asks, "Are you really sure about your plan?" She is also surprised to see that Dako has attached a flashlight to her bandana on her head so that the sharks stay away. Dako says that this is all just a theory her uncle taught her, and now she will see if it works or not. Before leaving, she promises Lisa that she will come back. Meanwhile, her uncle is now actually on a boat with his team, and on the way, they see pieces of humans and animals. In the meantime, Dako puts all the tools she has collected into different bags and throws them into the water so she can use them. On the other side, Mr. Wilson treats the children the same way as before. Ron asks him if he was going to leave them and run away. He tries to evade, and says he was going to get help, but his words make it clear that he is lying. Mr. Wilson tells Ron to go outside and get the car. The children are upset until the last moment because he doesn't care about them at all. Still, in his own style, he says that sharks don't like small children, just like dogs don't eat their own waste. Meanwhile, they find a bank letter which reveals that he was raising the children only to get money from the government. He didn't even feed them properly, and they rarely ever got meat. Now, Mr. Wilson tries to hide his mistake and says that he was saving that money for their future. But when the children don't agree, he angrily threatens Ron and says that he is ordering him to go into the water and get the car. Ron can no longer bear it and decides to confront him. Mr. Wilson, even with one hand, is strong and almost overpowers Ron. At the last moment, Will kicks him, causing him to fall into the water, and the sharks immediately attack him. The children somehow save Ron. Meanwhile, Dako is moving forward through the water according to her plan. At the same time, as Mr. Wilson is being preyed upon by the sharks, the children realize that this is their best chance to do something. The children start their plan. Ron goes and brings out the meat that Mr. Wilson had hidden, along with a toolbox. When a shark comes near, he distracts it with something. He takes off his sweater and tries to tangle it, barely managing to return with the box. At the last moment, his siblings pull him up onto the table. Meanwhile, Lisa's condition worsens further. The bed she is on has risen with the water. On the other side, Dako's flashlight starts malfunctioning due to the water. Pieces of corpses are floating everywhere, and the blood makes the sharks even more dangerous. Dako tries with all her might to reach the boat, but suddenly, she finds herself surrounded by sharks. The situation becomes so dangerous that a shark passes between her legs. Sharks appear everywhere. Somehow, she reaches the boat, but by then, her panic attack has increased, and she faints. At the same time, her uncle is on the way, and talks about his past experience, how he had seen a great white shark before, which is very dangerous. He says that its bite is many times more dangerous than a normal shark's, but he also tells that there is another shark that is even more powerful, which had amazed him, and he wanted to see it again. The uncle sees the dead body of a small girl in the water and fears that the same might have happened to his niece. But as soon as the signal returns, he calms down and figures out the direction. He sees that there are more sharks on the same side where Dako's house is. Meanwhile, Dako's house starts breaking apart and sinking further down into the water. The bed Lisa is on gets close to the ceiling. Just then, Dako regains consciousness. She takes the boat, comes nearby, and tries to save her. At the same time, Lisa's delivery begins. To compose herself, she plays the same music she practiced to. Now everyone is busy solving their own problems. The children find explosive items in the toolbox and decide to use them for their own safety. Meanwhile, Lisa is delivering without any help. Just then, the house completely breaks apart and she falls into the water. Despite being in pain, she swims back up and, mustering all her strength while composing herself, finally gives birth to the baby. As soon as the baby is born, blood spreads in the water, causing the sharks to come even closer. To save her baby, Lisa places him on a piece of wood and cuts the umbilical cord herself with a sharp piece of wood. Just as a shark attacks her, she confronts it with all her might and drives it away. Then she takes her baby in her arms and looks at him, but her condition has become very bad. Another shark is about to attack Lisa, but Dako sees it from a distance, takes aim, and kills the shark. Meanwhile, the children plan to put explosives in the meat to kill the sharks, but the sharks don't go near that meat, so they change the plan and decide to create a commotion in the water so that the sharks' attention is caught, and then they will quickly climb back up. The plan begins, but as always, Ron gets into trouble when his sweater gets stuck on an iron stand. On the other side, Lisa and Dako finally reach the boat, but a shark knocks them over, and both of them fall into the water, where they become easy prey. At the last moment, Dako's uncle arrives and saves them, but the real rescue happens when an extremely powerful hippo shark arrives. As soon as it appears, the other sharks disappear, and everyone is astonished. Meanwhile, the children's plan works, and they succeed in saving themselves. After a long and dangerous day, everyone finally survives. Dako overcomes her fear, and her phobia is largely gone. Lisa gives birth to her child and calls her mother to show her, which makes her emotional. The children find Mr. Wilson's car, which is a special type that can also drive through water. The reporter gets the biggest coverage of his life. In the end, even though there was a lot of loss, for those who survived, this is a new beginning.